So this was what kept me in Bitcoin is my passion for what is in the investment universe known as ESG, environmental social governance factors. And historically, which I think was accurately so, historically, Bitcoin was viewed as a negative, a big negative from the environmental perspective, right? Mostly because of the energy consumption,
Right.
And maybe a smaller point due to emissions. So that was one of the initial deep dives that we did, saying, hey, we are very sustainably focused at Citrian Capital, and we want an asset class that brings all the unique characteristics of Bitcoin that it does, but we don't want to have it as a negative in our portfolios.
We don't want to burn down the environment in the process.
Sure.
Yeah.
And over time, and what we started to uncover over that period is Bitcoin is actually a huge positive for the environment from numerous perspectives. So number one, there are Bitcoin mining operations that are being set up around the world that can consume methane, which is one of the most harmful gases to our environment.
Right.
This might be from a landfill. This might be from a gas flaring operation. And Bitcoin miners are setting up essentially on site to not only
capture the methane,
use that as energy to power their Bitcoin miners. So they are reducing the emissions of that, right? They are in a very, very unique position to capture wasted or stranded energy. So some folks might say, hey, well, that's great that Bitcoin is consuming and mitigating that. But what if we set up something else that's maybe more beneficial? So you can't, though. That's the thing, because Bitcoin is in a unique position where you can't set up a hospital next to a gas flaring operation. You can't set up a hospital next to a landfill. So these are very, very unique opportunities that Bitcoin is in to be able to capture this wasted or stranded energy. It's reducing emissions as a result of that. And what's most interesting, in my opinion, as over time we've seen the amount of renewable energy that's powering the Bitcoin network continue to grow. Currently, I want to say it's around 55%, and that continues to grow over time. And that's also another fascinating piece on why I'm so optimistic about it. But it's fascinating to see that it's essentially the opposite of what the initial critics were saying. Not only is it beneficial for the environment in general, but it's also advancing renewable energy in a way that was never possible before.
Yeah.
There's fascinating ways where Bitcoin miners are setting up next to solar or wind power. And simply from a mathematical perspective, it shortens the profitability for those power plants and makes, number one, the renewable energy more viable, but it also more sustainable simply because of having Bitcoin mining on that facility.
Right. So you don't have the same transmission costs that would be associated with getting it from the plant or the solar farm to where it needs to be 3 towns over. Yeah. Or 3 states over.